AVtv is a product of the AV journalism class produced for the students of Amador Valley High School. The views expressed on the show do not represent the views of AVHS teachers, admin, or PUSD personnel.
Good morning, Johns. Hope you are having a great day. Today is Thursday, February 15th, and I'm Zanil.
And I'm Cora. We're your AVtv hosts for the 24th show of the 2023-2024 school year. Along with our weekly AVtv broadcasts, make sure to follow us on Instagram at AVHSinfo to get the latest news from around campus.
Hey Cora, did you tune in to the Super Bowl this Sunday?
Yeah, I did. The game was unbelievable. I was glued to the screen. But even though I love the game, my favorite part is always the commercials.
I think every year the commercials tend to fit with what's trending or happening in the world right now. To find out more about this year's Super Bowl commercial theme, we sent out our AVtv reporters. Let's see what they found out.
Each year, the Super Bowl commercial themes reflect who we are and what's happening in our culture, and this year was no exception. With ads from the newly popularized shopping site Temu to the many celebrity appearances, this year's theme matched with the 2023 themes of humor, fighting against hate, and even Christianity. Each commercial is a costly way to catch viewers' attention. To get a 30-second ad slot during the Super Bowl, it cost about $7 million. But it may be worth it for some, as the ad revenue for Super Bowl 57 reached a new high of $600 million. And this year, it's expected to be even more. With increased viewership for the Super Bowl, commercials are a great way to advertise and promote a topic, especially when it fits with the mainstream topics in the world today. This has been Vincent Ma and Reese Joe with AVtv News.
Well, those Super Bowl commercials were definitely very exciting, Cora.
Yeah, speaking of sports competitions, our very own Amador senior, Montana Parkinson-Lubold, has competed in tennis tournaments all over the nation.
We sent out AVtv reporter Ritika Gupta to find out more about her tennis journey.
Since childhood, tennis player and four-star recruit Montana Parkinson-Lubold has been hooked on tennis.
My parents put me in every sport when I was little, and tennis just really stood out to me.
Along with competing in tennis tournaments outside of school, Montana was also on the Amador Varsity girls tennis team.
Practicing on my own is just not as fun as practicing with my team. I just love the atmosphere, and it's so fun. We're just so supportive for each other, and I'm really gonna miss playing. My favorite memory on the team was my sophomore year when we went to States. It was so fun, and we got to stay up all night, and it was really cool.
Through practicing almost every day for hours and playing with others, she has developed her favorite positions, formats, and movements to perform in the game.
I try to play at least 6 days a week, and it's about usually like a minimum of 2 hours a day. I prefer doubles over singles because I really like being at the net, and I like having somebody else on the court with me to talk to. It's fun, and I like when people smacking at me at the net and you're just able to block it back. It's super fun. It is really nice to have people in my family who play tennis as well, because then I can just go out with them whenever and just play and work on stuff that I need to work on. For the future, I really hope that I will be able to play in college. We'll see where it goes after that.
This has been Vincent Ma and Ritika Gupta with AVtv News.
There are so many influential African American individuals that have impacted our lives today.
In honor of Black History Month, we sent out and spoke to the Black Student Union to find out what their inspirations are. Let's see what they had to say.
As we continue celebrating Black History Month throughout February, we wanted to highlight influential Black persons in our society today. Here to discuss the importance of Black voices today is the members of Amador Valley's Black Student Union.
I look up to Ruby Bridges because she shaped the school system into what it is today regarding, African Americans being able to go to school with white people. She was one of the first Black women to go to an all-white school, and obviously she faced a lot of adversity, a lot of horrible feedback, protests, violence, and it was all because, she was Black. Ruby Bridges is the reason people like me can go to school with everyone else. So if it wasn't for her, we'd be still separated.
Kamala Harris, mostly due to the fact that she is the first ever Black vice president, or first ever female vice president, and also first ever Black vice president in our country's history. So I think that's really prominent. For Kamala, she obviously has a lot of input on what goes on in this nation, so I think just that alone has a big impact on today's society. Being so deeply marginalized, not only for her skin color because of her gender, is the fact that she can rise the ranks and become such a powerful figure in this country is insane. I think it can inspire a lot of African American and women in this country.
I think it's important that our voices are heard because, we're deceived as, there's stereotypes that we are deceived as. So I think it goes to show that not all of us are like what we seem or what other people say we are.
The month stands for us to remember the important people and events in our history and especially how they're influencing our world today. Let's remember to lift Black voices in history all year long using February as a stepping stone. This has been Anjali and Max with AVtv News.
Now we have another segment.
Yesterday, during Valentine's Day, the choir students sent out singing Valentines to 1st, 3rd, and 5th period classes. The choir students split in groups and dressed up to perform cappella for students and staff on campus.
So we've been preparing since semester 2 started. So we split up into 8 groups, and each group does about 6 to 9 songs each. And so we take time during class to figure out harmonies and memorize lyrics and rhythm, snapping, all those types of things.
Choir students are split into groups of their choice and take on roles such as song leader or group leader. They can pick their themes and make edits to their song choices. They even dress up accordingly.
I'm Shelley Durbin. I teach the choir groups and the orchestras here at Amador. They usually start with a melody and then experiment with improvisation and create harmonies and create choreography and try to do a performance that's within their character.
Most students, they get embarrassed, but then they like it at the end, the harmonies and stuff. They appreciate the gesture.
To be honest, it's just so educational. I know our choir is always stronger after we do it because when you're singing in a group of 4 or 5, it makes you really hold up your own part. I think sometimes when you're in a group of 40 something, that you have more potential to be able to hide in the group, and this actually really inspires people to rise to the occasion and be an important part of whatever the group is.
This has been Gigi Zhang with AVtv News.
Have you ever wondered what some of our coolest classrooms on campus are? Well, if you've ever taken photography or walked into Mrs. Fisher's room, you'd find yourself surrounded by amazing photos and tons of cameras.
In our first edition of AV Cribs in over 3 years, we sent out our AVtv reporters Ritika and Mateo to take a look around M4.
Why, hello, come on in. Welcome to photography. Come take a look around at our classroom. First, let me show you our really cool collection of antique cameras. The next thing, look around at the room. All the lovely black and white photographs. Our history of the classroom, all of the students' work throughout the years. Back here in our middle room, here's our film processing room, and over here we have Joaquin, who is developing film. This is where the magic happens. So in this room is transforming. If you've ever heard of a dark room, you're about to enter one. And then welcome to our dark room. Make their photographs by hand. So what we see in here is the image developing on the photo paper and the emulsion, and then it gets carried through a series of baths so that then it becomes permanent and we can hang them on the walls, wall-worthy.
Don's the annual Donversity Week starts on Monday. With more information about the Spirit Days and events, here's a short commercial.
Amador's annual celebration of diversity, Donversity, is coming up next week. Here's a rundown of what it is and what you can expect.
Donversity is a week-long celebration that leadership, journalism, and other clubs on campus put on And it's to celebrate all of the different talents, interests, and cultures on campus. Throughout the week, we've planned lunchtime activities that feature wheelchairs for disability awareness. We also have access activities for all the classes, and then we'll be having a club fair during lunch that features all different clubs on campus, and they'll be advertising and selling. Last but not least, we will be having a rally on Friday, and that's our annual Donversity rally, and it'll feature lots of different clubs and performances, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, Dons, it's time for our weekly trip around the campus. This week, AVT reporter Audrey Coombs went out and found out more news, announcements, and other information that you need to know.
And she put it all together in this week's Around the Campus in 60 Seconds. Let's check it out.
Hey Dons, I'm Audrey and I'm here to take you around the campus in 60 seconds. Dons, remember that we have no school this Monday, February 19th in celebration of President's Day. If you have a meme idea for your favorite teacher or staff member here at Amador, you can submit your memes to Yearbook at bit.ly/avstaffmemes. Amador Choir and Orchestra are hosting a Mattress fundraiser on Saturday, February 24th at Amador from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To get new mattresses, bed sheets, pillows, and more, make sure to stop by. A field trip to the Finishing Trades Institute will be taking place on February 22nd. If you're interested in learning more about careers in craftsmanship and more about apprenticeships, teaching you skills such as commercial painting, floor covering, glazing, and more, make sure to contact Ms. Hashimi at zhashimi@pleasantonusd.net or stop by the counseling office for permission slips and more information. Free lunch and charter bus will be provided. This has been Audrey Coombs with Around the Campus in 60 seconds.
Dons, don't forget how important it is to stay connected. You can find out everything going on around campus by going to amadorvalleytoday.org or follow us at AVHSinfo on Instagram.
Also, remember the leadership Instagram at AVHSDons, where you can find out all the Spirit Weeks and other ASB activities going on around campus.
Well, that's all we have for today. Make sure you hang around for this week's birthdaygrams and check back in with us next week for more news, announcements, and profiles. And remember, Dons, it's always a beautiful day here at Amador.